The wind howls across the coral runway. Soldiers line up, shields at the ready. A Philippine flag flutters against a gray sky. Suddenly, a patrol boat breaks the horizon, its silhouette unmistakable. The radio crackles. "Unidentified vessel, you are entering Philippine territory." This is Pag-asa Island, the largest Philippine outpost in the Spratly Islands. Every day, it feels like the opening scene of a high-stakes thriller. Tensions have never been higher. Local leaders check the news, worried about reports of Chinese ships circling nearby reefs. Civilians peek through their windows, anxious but determined. The world's attention focuses on this tiny island, halfway between Palawan and the contested South China Sea. It's a place where history, national pride, and the threat of conflict meet. The stakes here are enormous. To the people of Pag-asa, home is a patch of coral and sand. To the Philippines, it is a symbol of sovereignty. To the rest of the world, it marks the front line of a global struggle where the future of trade, law, and peace in Asia may be decided. The South China Sea is boiling with tension. Nearly 1/3 of the world's shipping passes through these waters. Beneath the waves, there are rich fishing grounds and possible oil and gas reserves. Every nation with a stake here wants a bigger share. The result is a standoff, with warships, fishing boats, and Coast Guard vessels all competing for space. At the heart of the tension is the Spratly Islands, a scattering of reefs, sandbars, and rocks. China claims almost the entire sea, drawing a 9-dash line that cuts into the exclusive zones of other countries. Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and of course, the Philippines, all protest. Every day, ships shadow each other, and radio warnings echo across the waves. For the people living or working here, it's a daily test of nerves. Soldiers keep watch 24/7. Fishermen gamble with their safety to feed their families. Diplomatic talks fail, and the risk of a clash never goes away. One wrong move could spark a crisis that would ripple across Asia and the world. The Philippines calls its part of the Spratlys the Kalayaan Island Group. It controls 9 features here. The jewel is Pag-asa Island, home to a small civilian settlement, an airstrip, and a military garrison. Nearby are Lawak, Parola, Patag, Likas, Kota, Panada, and Rizal reefs, as well as Ayungin Shoal, where a handful of Marines hold out on a grounded Navy ship. Each outpost is a symbol of Philippine presence. On Pag-asa, families plant gardens and children play basketball near bunkers. On Ayungin, troops depend on resupply missions that are often blocked by Chinese ships. Lawak and Patag are tiny, windswept, and barely above water at high tide, but they matter enormously to Manila. These outposts are not just military bases. They are communities. Schools and clinics operate on Pag-asa, and the local government holds elections. The Philippine flag flies over every settlement, a daily reminder that these islands are claimed and defended in the name of the nation. Life on Pag-asa Island is tough, but it is filled with hope. The island is about 37 hectares, roughly the size of 50 football fields. Around 200 Filipinos live here, including soldiers, government workers, and civilian families. There's a small school, a health clinic, a church, and a handful of concrete homes. Every day begins with the raising of the flag. Children attend classes, sometimes as few as 5 in a room. Soldiers patrol the beaches, watching for unfamiliar boats. Supplies come every few weeks by ship or plane, but bad weather can cut the island off for days. Drinking water is precious, and fresh vegetables are rare. Despite these hardships, community life thrives. Residents celebrate fiestas, play volleyball, and tend to small gardens. But storms, power cuts, and the constant threat of confrontation are always in the background. For the people of Pag-asa, every sunrise is proof that the Philippine claim is more than lines on a map. It's real life, lived on the frontier. The Philippines' claim to the Kalayaan Island Group is backed by history and international law. In 1978, then-President Ferdinand Marcos declared the area as part of Palawan Province, citing the island's proximity and the long history of Filipino fishermen operating there. But, the legal battle really heated up in the 2010s. In 2013, the Philippines filed a case against China at the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague. And in 2016, the court ruled for the Philippines, saying China's so-called nine-dash line had no legal basis under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS. The court also said that features like Mischief Reef and Second Thomas Shoal are within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. China, though, rejected the ruling and continued its activities. But for the Philippines, the verdict is a powerful tool. It shows the world that international law is on their side. Still, without strong enforcement, legal victories can only go so far. While Manila stands firm, others refuse to back down. China claims almost the entire South China Sea, arguing for historic rights that stretch back centuries. Vietnam insists it has ancient maps and records too. Malaysia and Brunei point to their own exclusive economic zones, which overlap with the Spratlys. The result is, honestly, a maze of conflicting claims and simmering mistrust. Each country has built outposts on the reefs and islands it controls. Vietnam has the most, with nearly 30, and many are heavily fortified. Malaysia's Layang is even a tourist spot with a runway. China's bases are the biggest. The Philippines, meanwhile, has the smallest footprint, but the loudest voice in international courts. Diplomatic talks come and go, but no one is willing to give up. Each nation sees the Spratlys as a matter of national pride and survival. The overlapping claims turn every reef into a potential flashpoint. The world watches, hoping that tough talk never turns into open conflict. Over the last decade, China has really changed the game. Using massive dredgers, it has built artificial islands on reefs like Fiery Cross, Subi, and Mischief, right near Philippine-claimed waters. These islands now host airstrips, radar systems, missile batteries, and deep harbors. The facilities can support warplanes, ships, and thousands of troops. Satellite images show the rapid transformation. Where once there was only water and coral, now there are runways and barracks. Chinese Coast Guard and maritime militia ships swarm the waters, shadowing Philippine and Vietnamese boats. Beijing insists the islands are for defense, but the message is clear. China can project power across the whole sea. This expansion worries the Philippines and its allies. It tilts the balance of power, making it harder for smaller countries to defend their claims. Every new radar or missile site increases the risk of miscalculation, and of a conflict no one wants. The conflict is not just about navies and airstrips. For fishermen and islanders, it is about survival. The South China Sea has long been a lifeline, full of fish and shellfish. Now, Chinese ships often block access to traditional fishing grounds. Filipino boats are chased away, boarded, or even rammed. Some fishermen return home empty-handed, or worse, not at all. Life on the islands is shaped by fear and uncertainty. On Pag-asa, parents worry about the next supply ship. On nearby reefs, soldiers stand guard, knowing they are outnumbered and isolated. Local leaders plead for help, but resources are stretched thin. The standoff at sea means real hardship on land. Despite the odds, the community endures. Fishermen find new spots, and families adapt. Their resilience is a testament to the spirit of the Philippines. But their struggles are a reminder that the fight over the Spratlys is about more than politics. It is about the right to live, work, and hope in peace. The Spratly Islands may seem distant, but the world has a stake in what happens here. The United States regularly sails warships near the islands to assert freedom of navigation. Allies like Japan, Australia, and the UK speak out for international law. ASEAN countries try to keep dialogue open, fearing that a clash could spark a wider war. For the Philippines, the support is welcome but never certain. US ships and planes visit, but Manila knows it must rely on its own courage first. The 2016 arbitration ruling is a rallying cry, but the future remains uncertain. Will the region choose dialogue or confrontation? Will the law be respected, or will might make right? This struggle is about more than islands. It is about freedom of navigation for world trade, the rule of law over the use of force, and the right of small nations to stand up to giants. As long as the flag flies on Pag-asa, the Philippines is saying one thing to the world: we will not back down.